The invincible psyche, 4 winning strategies. It is silly to hammer nails with a glass hammer, it will shatter at the first blow. But this is what people do when they try to cope with stressful situations while their psyche is misaligned. Difficulties, acute situations and conflicts are the building blocks of our lives. Whether at work, at home, or among friends. You can always encounter something that will throw you off balance. Someone just makes a joke and gets right into an old, unhealed wound. And someone for some reason will try to purposefully publicly humiliate you, and then your psyche will have to endure a real test. People react differently to stress, some become aggressive, others tolerate, others pretend that it does not concern them. But almost all of them have one thing in common, a high level of mental tension, which does not subside for a long time. What is mental tension? It is a violation of psycho-emotional balance, which is caused by changes in the bioelectrical activity of the brain and an increase in the level of certain hormones in the blood. Mental tension is a sign of stress. And this is a two-edged stick. On the one hand, stress mobilizes the psyche, but on the other hand it leads to exhaustion of its forces and psycho-emotional burnout. And this means that none of the above behavioral strategies can be considered effective. How can you learn to be ready for everything and not to fall, not to bend from unexpected blows, and skillfully parry them? Glide through life and rush on the crest of the wave, remaining mentally healthy, effective and happy person? Master the 4 strategies of effective psyche, and your new settings will make you invulnerable. Strategy of healthy egoism. It can be called the independent strategy. It consists in refusing to play those games and rules that bring obvious harm to the psyche. It requires revision of habits, attitudes and stereotypes of thinking. For example, if you regularly demonstrate subservience to the boss, you give him a reason to feel like your master. If you often behave like a victim, you involve other characters in this game, your tyrant, witnesses of your suffering and so on. It is quite possible that these games have been imposed on you, but you can always refuse them. Play your own game in which you are a powerful being, such as a lion, and your life is in your power. Love yourself, respect yourself, remember your rights, behave with dignity and free yourself from thoughts that make you weak, dependent and suffering. A person who realizes his powers is not afraid of what others will think of him, will not go along with envy and other negative feelings. He is free to act as he decides. Master this strategy, change your behavior, and over time everything that previously seemed negative, dangerous, unpleasant to you, will lose importance. Strategy of healthy altruism. Don't be afraid of people, don't suspect them of wrongdoing, but at the same time don't have high expectations of them. People are who they are and should not be labeled as such. Respect them and treat them as you would treat yourself. Empathy and altruism are not just moral categories. They are properties of the psyche, inherent in nature. They were formed in the course of evolution. Helping people or receiving help from them, you thereby trigger your built-in self-reward system and increase the level of oxytocin in your blood, which improves your mental state. So seek more contact with people and don't be afraid to be open. This will help you to realize yourself and make you happier. Often in life there are toxic people who tend to manipulate others. They are unpredictable and can ruin your mood in no time. These people strike at the most unexpected moments. And what is most unpleasant, they usually cleverly use your altruism and your humanity against you. You should always be ready for such situations. But do not try to protect yourself from manipulators and vampires. You have probably heard of the method of reflecting negative energy with an imaginary mirror. In part it works, as well as other defenses. But this method is far from radical and also not harmless. Mentally placing mirrors on yourself, you thereby form in yourself a complex of a weak animal in need of shelter. But you are a lion. Don't forget the strategy of healthy egoism. Be human, but at the same time strong, confident and independent. Manipulators fear the strong like fire and do not dare to use their insidious techniques against them. Strategies for healthy thinking. A lot of people suffer from what is known as mental neglect. Having no immunity against negativity, they are easily infected by it. Without basic mental care skills, they live in a state of sleep deprivation, stress, frustration and low self-esteem. Say to this, stop. The psyche is a priceless gift from nature, learn how to take proper care of it. Set a course for mental health, self-development and mental comfort. This strategy will become your immunity from negativity. Realize that it is your responsibility to regularly tend to your mental state, multiply your mental reserves and get the most out of life. This is sensible and civilized. By increasing the value of your own psyche, you will be able to change your outlook. Get rid of negative thinking and a number of bad habits that make you weak and insecure. Healthy self-management strategy. Stop suppressing yourself or vice versa, pouring anger and complaints on other people. Your task is to learn how to skillfully and confidently manage your psyche. Use it as a tool to solve life's problems. Here are the key skills you need to master. The ability to quickly focus on important details. The ability to quickly mobilize mental strength, and then also quickly release mental tension. The ability to maintain emotional equilibrium even in difficult situations. The ability to enjoy life. These skills are greatly facilitated by the healthy thinking strategy described above. If you want to increase the stability of the psyche and make it invulnerable to negativity, then realize that the psyche also has muscles, and if you pump them up a little, the result will not be long in coming. Master these 4 strategies and your psyche will become resilient to stress and invulnerable to negativity.